Hey guys, this is Erica Walker, and for my teaching interaction, I wanted to talk about the reading from last week about the CFLE Code of Ethics. So for a long time in the field of family life education, they lacked a code or an official code of ethics. And a couple people recognized that this was a problem, and the ethics committee of the Minnesota Council of Family Relations, they were the ones that kind of spearheaded a development of a code of ethics. So they recognized this need, and especially because of the impact or power that parent and family relations people have, and the potential that family life educators have to do harm. And so, they figured, this is something that we need to look into. So, the Minnesota Council of Family Relations, they conducted extensive research to identify guidelines and virtues on professional ethics. And in 2009, they came out with the Ethical Thinking and Practice for Parent and Family Life Educators. And this document was unique because it combines concepts from 3 different theories, and I wanted to talk more about these 3 theories today. They are relational ethics, principles, approach, and virtue ethics. So first is relational ethics. Relational ethics asks the question, what principles shall guide my interactions with clientele and other family life educators? So this is kind of a question for family life educators in terms of how they should interact with their clients. And it focuses on the importance of relationships in any kind of interaction. Relational ethics really stress that relationships are the foundation from which ethical decisions should be made. And this theory is seen as a call for action. They believe that caring relationships should be a constant goal and constantly worked toward. And it also forms the basis for organizing ethical principles. So based on those relationships that you form with your clients and the people that you teach, it serves as the basis for the principles that you will use in the principles approach, which is the next one I want to address. So in the principles approach, it asks, how can I deal with ethical dilemmas that arise in my practice of family life education? The book talked a lot about different kinds of ethical dilemmas that family life educators will likely encounter, and so this is the principles approach is a huge, it's very important. It emphasizes specific principles set as the ideal level of practice in order to achieve and maintain healthy relationships, both between certified family life educators and the public, as well as among the families that they're helping. So these principles are intended to guide parent and family life educators in everyday decisions and actions. I actually looked up this, the MCFR's Ethical Thinking and Practice for Parent and Family Life Educators, that document, and the ethical principles that they list are the exact same as the ones that are now found in the Certified Family Life Educators Code of Ethics. They have the same categories, same wording, everything. So these principles were key to what is now CFLE's Code of Ethics. And it certainly doesn't tell you exactly what to do in certain situations where 2 principles might conflict with each other, but it does serve as a standard for family life educators. And the last theory is virtue ethics. And virtue ethics asks, What characteristics are important for me to embody as a family life educator? So this is a very much more personal question. This is not dealing so much with, you know, how people are interacting with dilemmas or, you know, their clients like the other two theories. This is just dealing with the family life educator as a person, and it focuses on their individual moral competence. And in the Minnesota Council of Family Relations, when they were doing their studies to come up with their document, they asked a lot of different people and professionals in this field, you know, what important virtues the family life educator will need, and you know, they came up with very long lists, and eventually narrowed it down to 3 virtues that are most important or most relevant to family life education practice. And they are caring, prudence, and hope, or optimism. So caring is the disposition to support the well-being of family members as decision makers in their own lives. Obviously, this is a big role that family life educators play to support family members to make decisions and to make good decisions in their lives. We have, you know, a very influential role to play as educators, and caring is a huge part of that. The second is prudence, or practical wisdom, and this is the ability to understand competing needs in complex situations and make decisions based on reflection and consultation with peers. So this is a little bit more weighty than caring, I'd say. Prudence, you know, you're helping people weigh their options and their situations, and you know, for instance, if you had a mother who was coming to you and she's in an abusive relationship, and she, you know, she doesn't know what to do because she's afraid if she leaves her husband, he might, you know, find her and you know, continue the abuse, or you know, what does she do if she's on her own and she doesn't have a job? And you know, these are, we're dealing with a lot of weighty issues where it's going to be, you know, a difficult thing to make or help these people make decisions. And so prudence is definitely important to have as in this role. And then third is hope, or optimism, and this is described as the disposition to focus on the strengths and positive potential of family members and other individuals to make a positive attitude in the face of adversity. So this is, I mean, I feel like this is almost more important than the other two, because if we don't believe that these people who are coming to us for advice and for coaching in their lives, if we don't believe that their lives can change and that you know, they can make their situation better for themselves, then they're not going to believe in themselves either. They're not going to find the, oh, what's the right word? They're not going to have that motivation to change, because if you don't believe in them, why would they believe in themselves? So, you know, having that hope or optimism to help them see their strengths and the positive potential that their family has will help them to make those changes and to face the adversity that they are likely to encounter. And these dispositions provide family life educators with internal strengths to think and behave in an ethical manner. So, in summary, with minor adaptations, and I'm talking very minor, the Minnesota Council of Family Relations, their guidelines became the officially recognized Family Life Educators Code of Ethics, which is now part of the education of all family life educators who desire certified family life education certificates. So those are the ethical theories of family life education, and that is how our code of ethics came to be.